Oh yeah, that looks better. That looks way better. Morning, everyone. Welcome back to Deep Sky Farms, and welcome to Münsinger Alb. This is a new map that just dropped in the mod hub pretty recently, like just over the Christmas break. I was off doing some traveling with family, so I didn't get a chance to jump into it. But here we are, heading into the new year, new map, new series, and we're going to have some fun with this, I think. If you want to see a map tour, go check out Mr. Sealy P's channel. It's really good. We're going to do the high level stuff here, but we're not going to get deep into it. Okay, this is barn number 1. We got 2 of 20 cows in there. Let me just double check and see what these are. Okay, so we've got 2 18-month-old in there. In here, this is our cow barn number 2. All right, we got some cows in there. We've got 15, 18 months old in there. Okay, so we will consolidate them at some point. Oh, well, close the doors. Close these doors. I guess, I don't know. I guess these just wandered in here on their own accord. Anyways, this map is, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. You can see we've got a whole whack of triggers here for productions. So we're going to play with that. And what do we have in here? We've got 3 calves. 3, I believe these are 1 month old. Anyway, this here is one of our productions. We've got apple tree. It takes manure or compost and water to get apples going. This map has a compost system, which we'll get into a little bit. Just want to let you know that. So we've got 2 apple trees, plus our cottage garden over here. This is a standard, you know, more or less standard garden. But it takes manure or compost and seeds and water to get this going. And we've got a whole bunch of productions on site. In there, we've got chicken food. Over around the back, we've got a production for the apples to make apple juice. This over here, this is a biogas plant. Okay, now what's interesting about this is this produces... There is a trigger for it. This produces heat and methane to make electric charge. So that's our little money maker there. But the heat, let's actually change this right now to distributing, because this is going to be needed somewhere else. And I'll show you that in a second. But that, and I mean, we've got methane and digestate, and then we use the heat or the methane to make heat, and we use the methane to make electric charge, and we sell the electric charge. Pretty standard. This here, this is a pump for our slurry input. And this here, this is our grass dryer. Now watch this. Click this button. Tarp disappears and whoop, up comes our trigger. I think that's absolutely amazing. Click it again. And it goes down. And you see here, this is our hay dryer. It takes in dry alfalfa, it takes in alfalfa and clover and grass and heat and possibly heating material to make dry alfalfa, dry clover, or hay. So we do have the extended crops similar to what's trendy right now. It's on Pelinier, it's on a bunch of maps. Just to look at our crop calendar here, we've got alfalfa, clover, field grass, catch crop, all the usual. Oh, we've got mustard, etc., etc., etc. And we've got onions if you happen to have the Highlands expansion. We've got silage maize, spelt, summer barley, summer wheat. Okay, vetri, all of these are pretty standard. And I seem to remember that it was Weekend Farmers kind of made a map kit for them. But Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. And in over there, we've got our big tractor. We've got a bunch of stuff in here. Nice baler and all of that. We've got a couple of grain silos here that are currently empty. There is our slurry spreader. We'll need that in a little bit. This is still upside down. Let's fix that right now. We're going to need it in a little bit. There, that's better. Okay. So this is one of the base game telehandlers. I don't know if it's actually a QFET one or not. We would have to get one of the ones from Rossan Mods in and put it side by side just to test it out. But it takes regular telehandler attachments, even though it says QFET on the side of the boom there. Over here, this is where we dump wood chips into our heater. I think that's just so damn cool. Somebody took the time to do that and make it work. And then over around the back, in the back corner over here, we have our dairy. In here. And it has all the standard dairy productions. And a couple of really nice silage clamps. Now, what kind of got me about this map, and what got me excited about this map, was this thing here. I've never been given one of these on a start farm. And honestly, it was the thing that said, okay, I really want to play this map. Because it's such a nice and handy piece of equipment. So we've got, to start, we've got 4 silage bales over here. And we're just going to, we're going to take the wrapper off of a couple of them. Yeah, there we go. And we're going to walk back over here, and I'm going to take you up into the roof of the barn to show you the grass dryer and our storages up there. We do have bale and pallet storage in these barns, or in this barn. All the buildings look custom to me, which is really, really cool. I've got a really good feeling about this. This map here, this dropped within a day, or actually, let's close this to keep the cows from coming out. Okay, and here's our milk tanks here. And there's the back end of our milking station. I like that this is being modeled. Whoops. Oh no, we just got locked in. I like that this is being modeled because it gives it the feeling of being a dairy without, you know, it gives it the feeling of being an actual dairy barn. Okay, up here, here's our bale and pallet storage. So in this storage, we've got 4 square bales of hay, and we're gonna need one of those. So let's grab one of those. Now, can we get that truck in here? I think so. And then over here we have another bale and pallet storage, and it's got our straw here. Let's grab one of these. And we're going to get our barn set up. Yeah, okay. And then over here, this is the actual trigger for our hay dryer. Grass dryer, hay dryer. Whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so yeah, it brings up the hay or clover or alfalfa into here. And then when we need it, we can drive our truck underneath that pipe right there and load into there, do our mix, give our cows food, and off we go. So let's come back down here. Okay, those doors look like they're the same height, and the cows are blocked off here. Okay, let's go make some TMR. Let's go make some TMR, get our cows happy, and then we can carry on with the rest of the adventure. Okay. Now, I think we'll be able to fit through this door, because we fit through the other door, right? Yes, okay. So we should be able to just... Okay, that's interesting. It's saying hay pellets. I hope that works for our mix. Oh yeah, okay. Okay. Alright. And then if we just back straight up, can we see out the back window enough to back up? Yep. Bang. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to grab that silage bale. Isn't this way easier? Isn't this way easier than lifting it in there with the telehandler? Okay, our mix is good. We don't have any straw, although we could stretch it with straw. Let's take a little bit more silage down, bring these two more or less into balance. Okay, yeah. And we don't have any mineral feed, but that's okay. So we've got cows in 2 barns, or we've got cows in 3 barns. So we're going to eventually, we're going to move. We're going to move those 2 18-months-old out of the barn with the breezeway. And we're going to bring those back in with the main herd. Okay, and we're on tip side right, which is cool. And then the calves, we're going to just leave the calves over in their own barn. So we've got 15,000 liters of TMR. We're starting off good. And I'm going to give these cows about 14,000. And I'm going to leave about 1,000 in for the calves. Gonna leave about 2,000 in for the calves. I suppose I should open both doors. So we're starting off good. Now the straw is going to be another challenge. And you'll see why in a minute. Okay, we want tip side left back. Because we're just going to back up right into here. Okay, and then we're going to see if we can get that straw bale. Because what I would like to do... You know what? Let's do this first. I'm just looking at the door. Okay. I'll explain what we got to do. That straw bale is in there. It's got to be over here on this bale trigger. And it looks like... How far down is that bale trigger? Okay. We might be able to grab that with our little tractor. I try, or maybe even... Would the telehandler fit in here? It doesn't have the right attachment on the front. Okay, so we're going to try this. Going to open that. Hope the cows don't get out. And attach that. Start that. Put it in gear. Put it in gear and go grab one of our... Go grab our... whatever. Let's grab the forks. It's only straw and it's going to get broken up in a second anyway. Now, I'm not even going to put the weight on the back right now because it's only straw. I just want to get this started. And we need to go... No, not in that one. We need to go in this one. Okay, we're pretty well balanced. That's a mighty small door. I hope this works. If it doesn't, one of the first things that we're going to get is a skid steer. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. So, just all of the equipment that's here. There we go. All of the equipment that's here, this is all what the map maker left us. Okay. Forks were still up, right? Yep. So we got to come out of there with the forks down. All of this is what the map maker left us. Which is cool because I don't have to go and do a whole lot of setup. I mean, it's almost an author-intended kind of deal, but the equipment is good. It's a little bit weird having the case equipment here, but no, not that far. Over here. And we're going to grab one more straw bale for the other barn. And hopefully I can just drop it on the trigger there. If not... These open, by the way. I'll grab it with... Actually, you know what? I'll grab it with the forage wagon. Is that what we want to do? I mean, that's in the way anyway. Okay, we're going to put this here for now. We're going to grab our tractor, and we're going to try and drop that bale into the other barn with the calves. Wow, we're just cruising right along here. And then if this doesn't work, then we'll... Yeah, 9,000 liters, that'll keep that... With those 3 little calves in there, that'll keep them in bedding for a long time. But if that doesn't work, we'll just grind it up and put it into the forage wagon and manually put it in like that. I didn't see a bale trigger here. So I'm just going to try and drop it here on the food trigger, maybe. No? Okay. We'll have to do it this way then. Yeah. I don't feel like buying a straw blower right now. So what we'll do is we'll set this down here. And wheel our little red tractor back over here. So yeah, I know that that this map is geographically set in Germany. And actually, if you remember right at the beginning, the two maps I was looking at, one was a Google Maps map or an actual map versus this map. So yeah, so it's based on an actual place, much like Pichonier Valley. Okay, so we've got 9,000 liters of straw, which is way more than we actually need. There, that's pretty good, and we can use the rest of this when we want to make silage. Although, you know what? I'm going to try something later on. I'm wondering if I can use straw in the compost production. And actually, you know what? Just to put this thing in sort of out of the way. Let's just park it right in here. That made life a whole lot easier. Okay, the next thing we want to do is we want to move from transport to these cow barns. Yeah, okay. These two 18-month-olds go in there. Confirm. Okay. So we got 17, and then those. Yeah, our two little calves are in there. I thought we had 3 in there. Did we just have one disappear? I'm not sure. Okay. And then the last thing we want to do for the cows is we want to pick up one of these. And we're going to take the hit on transport, but that's okay. Okay. Okay, and chickens, I'm not going to worry about the chickens just yet. That's another project. But you can see we also have here, this is our on-farm little farm stand sale farm store. That's what it's called, farm store. No signage. We'll have to make some signage. This is a utility trailer. We're going to need a pickup truck of some kind at some point. But what I want to do first is do a little bit of land shuffling. So join me in the land menu. And just for the record, it's normal difficulty, my usual settings, 2 days per month. And I've got everything turned on. So these 3 fields here. These are our starting grass fields. And what I want to do is I want to sell them off and kind of condense things down here. And specifically, I want to pick up these 2 properties down here. Okay, and in addition, like we're gonna take up 25, 24, 21, and 18 and pick up these 2. And we should have enough from the sale of these to finance that. We do have a little woodlot up here. I'm just gonna sit on that for now until we figure out if we're going to be doing forestry or not. So we're going to sell that, yep. And we're going to sell this. And then we're going to sell this. Okay, and then that means we're going to come back down here, and the first 2 we're going to buy is 154 and 155, and I'll show you why. Let's just visit 154. Okay, so 154, it has 2 allotment gardens. Okay, 1, 2. Plus it's got a compost production. Plus it's got a water point here. So, and 155 is set up the same thing. So for 154 is $14,000. We're going to buy that. And then 155, we're going to buy this. Okay, so 154 and 155, and they're both set up similarly. They both have allotment gardens plus a compost production plus 2 apple trees on each. Now, apple trees are not something that you can place. There's nothing in the build menu, so I'm going to test the Omatana ones just to see if they work. But we're pretty much set with the ones that are placed on the map by the map maker. The compost productions, this here, if we look in our build menu, and those are under factories about 2/3 of the way down, you can see that those are $50,000 each. So we've got 2 of them plus 2 allotment gardens, which also aren't on the allotment gardens are also not in the build menu. So what we've done is we bought 2 compost productions that normally would cost $50,000 each, plus throw in the bonus of 4 gardens and 4 trees for less than half of the cost of 1 compost production. So I think that was kind of a smart move. Now, these here, these bee houses, those are just decorative. But let's see if we can do something about that while we're standing here. Okay, we can't. But what we can do oh, these go the other way. And I know we should probably have these over by the field. Let's just put them over here for symmetry. We're going to put 1 there. And we're going to put one, there's one up here too. So we're going to put one down here by the field, over in this corner here. Okay, so now we've got functioning bees. And I think for the pallets, we're going to put them... I almost want to put them over at the main farm, but the logical place would be to have them somewhere around here. Given that this is where our bees are. That's almost kind of level here. There. Okay, so we're set up for our bees. We're set up with the water. We're set up for compost. Cows are happy. Yeah, that's all right. Cows are happy. We've got our land. And actually, the other thing that we're going to do, because... Oh, no, we still have to buy this land. We still have to buy this land. So we want to buy 25. $24. 21. And we're going to take 18 as well. That puts us at 115. Okay, so then just for good measure, we're going to take this here. Yeah, let's take 32. 32? 32 as well. Okay. Cool. So we've got our land. Yeah, that's not too bad. Oh, actually, the other thing that we're going to do while we're here, because we have precision farming, I don't feel like soil sampling all of these this time. We're just going to buy the soil information on these. Okay, and they all look like they're about the same. Okay. They're all about the same, so we're going to need to do some soil remediation on them at some point. But now, what we're going to do is we're going to walk back to the farm, and we are going to get a mower set up and start turning some of this grass into compost, I guess. Because that's the next production that we want to get working, is compost. And then we'll go get some seeds, and we'll go get some water. And get our little enterprise off the ground here. Okay, there's a tanker in there. That's good. So we need, what do we need? We need our big tractor and a mower. And we have a mower. Okay, cool. Okay, I'll go get the big tractor and we'll get cutting. Okay, and here we go with the mower. This is your standard run-of-the-mill Semaz mower. And again, I don't object to changing this stuff out to give it a little bit more of a German feel. So if anybody out there has suggestions, then I'm willing to hear them. Like, I'm open to trading equipment. I do have my own personal preferences for some equipment, but I'm okay with this. I'm okay with changing stuff too. I know that out of habit, when I start a series, I usually take everything and go, no, we're not doing it like that. But in this case, I'm okay with it because we've got a lot to do. So let's just pop a tape in and cut some grass and see where we go from there. Okay, there we go. That was a pretty quick cut. And we're just going to park this big thing somewhere up over here. And we're going to grab onto our windrower with the little tractor. I'll just park her over here. Alright. Yeah, because the plan is we're going to windrow this up and we're going to pick it up with the forage wagon and see if we can dump from the forage wagon right into the composter, because that would save a lot of unnecessary backing and forthing. Also, I don't know if the composters take bales or not. It would be mighty convenient if they did. Also, I'm kind of welcoming the chance to play with some case equipment because I normally don't. I don't know why. It just seems to me that it's an American brand. Not that I have anything against American brands, but it's just... It seems like the last bunch of maps that I've been into, they've all been European maps, and so I've been rolling a lot of Fent, a lot of Claws, a lot of New Holland for the English maps. I mean, Pichonniere, it's got a New Holland dealer built right onto the map, so you kind of have to... You either have to roll with it, or go completely the other direction. Alright, let's get this going. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, sort of related, I have a beam eye tracking app set up on my computer, and I'm sort of wondering if would it be interesting to do some of that on this map. I'm still figuring it out. To me, it's a little bit flaky, but it might be worth it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Okay, and can we grab... Yeah, we can just go. Okay. So far, so good. I'm looking at that forage wagon, and it might be a little bit on the large side, but I don't know. If we end up buying this grass field back here, that's a lot of grass. Also of note, unlike literally every other map that I've started since Farming Sim 25, we are not starting out harvesting wheat. Thank you, map designer, for not making me do that again. I'm not saying that we won't buy a combine and we won't plant wheat, but not having to do it off the get-go on every, you know, it becomes a routine, you know what I mean? Okay, so, swing here. And I'm just going to turn around up in this field here. And we're gonna... How are we gonna do this? I'm not sure. We're gonna do something. It's cleaning up rather nicely. I mean, I suppose if we wanted to, we could get into the silage selling business. Or, there is a compost app out on the Mod Hub. And I'm not sure. It would be interesting to test it and see if it works with this compost system. We could get into the compost business. Could get into the topsoil business. We'll see, because it's pretty hilly terrain around here. Okay. And I think maybe we can get this in one more. One more. Okay. So I wonder if this little tractor has enough to pull that wagon around. We're going to find out. Mostly because I don't feel like tearing the mower apart again. So we're going to put this up here. You know, I have the manual attach, or a manual attach mod. Not the manual attach mod, but a manual attach mod. You know, I'm not sure that field is going to be even enough to fill this thing. Okay, let's try this. Manually attach implements. Let's try it. Let's see how it works. Might have been good to not do that when I was pressed up against a wall. But anyway. So I guess we want to scrape down here, get a whole bunch of gravel into our grass. Is that what we want to do? I guess that's what we want to do. Okay, so I noticed that this wagon doesn't have silage additive on it. That might be an upgrade to look into. Especially if we're doing a heavy silage-based playthrough. Also, I have a question. One of you might know is, when you're using silage additive, when is the bonus applied? Does that happen when you're collecting your grass and you get a volume bonus there, or does it happen at some other point in the exercise? Let me know down in the comments. Well, maybe we will get a full trailer out of this. And so far, this little tractor's pretty happy pulling it around, too, so I'm okay with this. Actually, I suppose the... Oh, we're taking crop destruction here. That ain't good. Yeah, what I was going to say is a cool setup for here. If we're primarily going to be doing grass, is like a Rigitrack setup or something like that. Or what are those little trucks called? Oh, I forget what they're called. Is it a Linder? Anyways, they're the one that's, you can mount the mower on the front and the forage wagon on the back. Actually, I suppose we could have done that too. Okay, so it's going to be pretty much exactly a full trailer. Okay. So we'll just get these last couple of little bits here and there. And then there's some over on the driveway down there that hopefully we can pick it out without getting it full of rocks. Oh, we have a full windrow up here that we never. Okay, off we go. We almost got that into one trailer. And she's heavy for this little tractor, but that's okay. We'll be all right. What I like about this map specifically is that it's complicated and you feel immersed in it because you are basically in the center of the map. I was trying out a couple of different maps recently and they had the farm right at the very edge of the map, and they didn't camouflage it all that well. So it kind of felt, it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good. Let's just say that. This map, amazing. And also the other one that I mentioned, Pichonnière, also amazing. Okay. Can I hit the trigger? I can hit the trigger. All right. Okay, we got one of them full. Actually, while I'm in here, let's activate that. And then we'll get this one filled up. This is kind of the cheating way to do it. Maybe we do this with small equipment somehow. Doesn't take much, but there. All right. And that one we will activate. Maybe we just leave it here like this. Yeah, because that's producing compost. It's actually just, okay. Okay, as cool as a hack as I think that is, I actually want to do something else with the rest of the grass in here. What I want to do with this is I want to put it into the hay dryer and get that going so that we can keep feeding our animals. And then maybe eventually we start selling silage. So yeah, first load of this, hay dryer. Next load that we're due is gonna be, because we've got August, September. We can still cut hay in September. Maybe September is the big hay cutting episode, but we will need to pick up some seeds and stuff like that. So we may be getting a worker in here to do some cutting while we're doing other stuff around the farm. But for now, we get to go and we get to do this. Nice. Did I throw a silage bale into the BGA? I can't remember. I did not. Okay. So what we'll do is we will take this big trailer back over here. And we'll just park this up here for a second, grab our telehandler, grab a bale, drop it into the biogas, and that'll get that process running. Okay, let's go grab a bale. And they were down in the second bunker, I think. And let's grab 2 bales. We're okay for feed for right now. Yeah, because this will get our biogas going. I think these are, you know what? I don't even remember what the liters are on these, but it'll get us going for heat, getting that grass dried, and then we are in business. And right on time, the rain comes. There we go, and this is set to go, I think. Oh yeah, we're running. Everything's running. 7,000 liters. Cool. And this, we can cover that up again. That's running. Cows are happy. Everything is good. Okay, so 1506 on August. We got a lot of stuff done today. We've got the essential production started up in the back with the compost. We'll need that for getting our market garden set up. Got our hay drying. Our cows are fed. Our calves are fed. Perhaps next time we'll look at getting some chicken food, getting our chickens set up, and off we go. So if you want to check out some high quality Minecraft content, go visit our friends over at Otter Plays. And we'll be back as soon as we can to carry on with this lovely, lovely farm. And until then, take care of yourselves, y'all.